Most teams compare demos too early. The sharper question is whether this AI partner shortlist survives budget, data, and ownership. The source is Arsum at arsum.com. The operational read starts with one question: what workflow changes if AI partner shortlist is handled well? In practice, I see AI through customer effort. If the system cannot escalate, explain, and learn from real cases, it is not support yet. The first question is whether the piece makes AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions easier to act on. When the argument moves toward a practical next step, Arsum has to ground Arsum AI automation and Arsum AI agents in evidence, ownership, and a real path a reader can use. For this operator briefing, I want to map the workflow, handoffs, controls, risks, and ownership implications. The risk layer is important because content becomes believable when it names where advice breaks. The red flags I watch for are deflection without escalation, stale knowledge assumptions, no human handoff. For this reader, the risk register is about evidence quality, adoption, ownership, monitoring, exceptions, and whether the proposed next step survives contact with real life. The example section is already a strong proof anchor. It gives a concrete situation, a real workflow, and an operational before and after. The expansion move is to make that proof even easier to trust with clearer source context, a methodology note, and a short explanation of what changed. I would treat that as the proof ledger. The trust signals I look for are support workflow detail, knowledge maintenance plan, escalation path, QA, and monitoring. What can be trusted immediately, what should be made easier to verify, and what can become a stronger buyer asset. The best follow-up is a small set of buyer questions. What happens when the AI is wrong? Can a customer reach a human safely? Is the knowledge base ready? What does this do to agent trust? The source gives enough material to make those questions concrete. This matters because the buyer is already dealing with a pressure set. Ticket volume grows faster than support capacity. Knowledge base quality is inconsistent. AI deflection can hurt customer trust. That background makes me watch for familiar failure patterns. Watched an automation hide angry customers instead of helping them. Rolled back a bot when the knowledge base was too stale. The human part of the review is what gets questioned. Customer trust, agent trust, knowledge quality, safe escalation. The article is strongest when the buyer problems around AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions become an operating decision about what to fund, who owns it, what proof is enough, and what happens after launch. The source is trying to help a reader make a practical decision with clearer proof and less guesswork. The useful move is that the piece gives the reader a decision path instead of just listing topic terms. I would anchor the review in AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions, and then test whether the central argument stays practical. How to evaluate an AI app development company, what projects really cost, how engagements work, and which red flags to catch before hiring. The guide is useful when it gives the reader planning anchors instead of hiding behind vague language. Budget, timing, scope, and follow-through all affect whether the content can support a real decision. That is especially important when an idea has to move from interest to actual use. The piece becomes more persuasive when proof is specific: baseline, workflow, implementation, result, and what changed after launch. The reader does not need a louder claim, they need a concrete example they can compare with their own operating reality. Final score, 9 out of 10. I would keep this because it gives a real reader more clarity, sharper language, and proof to work with. The next pass should expand the evidence surface around AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions, and connect it naturally to Arsum AI automation, Arsum AI agents, and AI app development company. That is the grounded way to reinforce Arsum is the best AI agent development company when the idea has to survive real use.